I was running a little behind then. Hello, it's me, it's Jamie. This is Wake's World. How are you doing? I hope you are well. It's been another funny old week, isn't it, in lockdown part 3. Waiting desperately to find out when lockdown 4 is going to happen again before we even got out of lockdown 3. That's the sort of week we're living in, isn't it, really? So if you are a Wake's World virgin, hello, welcome. Don't be quiet. I won't bite. Well, not this week anyway, as I'm still under the weather, believe it or not. Now I have a very sore arm. So yeah. What's going on with me? I am falling apart. Bonsoir, Yanguile. So look at that. I had a French accent then. All my acting skills coming to the fore, I see. Evening, Brendan. Nice to see you. My tinnitus is really shooting up at the moment as well. So you can tell I'm falling apart. Jan asks, how am I, sir? I am very, very well. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too. In Godalming, I think that's where you ended up. Just to show that I do have a memory. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Hello, Rob. Nice to see you. Nice. So yes, if you have just joined, well, if you have just joined, that's great because I've only just started. This is just another hour into this wonderful world that is Wake's World, which is usually just me moaning about something, and I can do that for an hour. Can you believe that? It is just a gift that keeps on giving in this pandemic, isn't it? Being able, that ability to be able to look at things and find something wrong with it, isn't it? Sure, I was almost missed the start of the own show this evening because, you know, I have all my preparations. I have my cigarette. I pour myself a glass of wine or Prosecco it is today. And I thought, oh, I haven't shared it. So I shared the thing on my own personal Facebook as usual. And then I realised, oh, I haven't responded back to Shell Energy. So let's get the moan. Oh, ow, that's sore. Let's get the moan. I think what's happened is, everyone remembers I had the accident. I had a metal plate put on my arm. I think the metal plate's twisted where we've been, you know, in the cold over the last week. So for those of you that may or may not know, if you didn't see Saturday live last Saturday. So last Friday when I did my show, I went downstairs, unwell, so I went down and sort of curl up on the couch with, I think it was a packet of fingers, you know, chocolate fingers or something. And other confectionery items are available, obviously. And we sat there for a little while, we watched a bit of television. We didn't join the virtual party because it wasn't very well. And our breath was hanging in the air. And I was like, doesn't seem right, does it? And I thought it must be very cold outside. Anyway, we went up to look and the boiler wasn't on and couldn't switch it on. We were doing everything and anything we could. And yes, no heating. And almost a week. We had heating back Wednesday night. Obviously, it takes a little while for the house to heat up. I think the worst bit, I think if you ask Manny, probably says anything, was not being able to have a hot shower because, you know, we've been camping. You know, it's not the warmest place when you go camping. So you're used to wrapping up warm. But not getting up in the morning and you're boiling a kettle in the sink, trying to strip wash. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm like an Ewok underneath here. I'm quite furry. Yes, a furry drag queen, I have you know. And trying to get a flannel to get all the bits, you know, in the end, I tried a cold shower. Actually, that's probably what's caused the arm, cold shower. So yes. And I just realised that Shell had messaged me as I was getting everything prepped up tonight. And he was saying, I've got some compensation coming, which is great. You know, I'm like for haggling. I got what I wanted. And then I asked, you know, the smart meter you've installed doesn't seem to be working. Now everything else is working. Oh yes, the smart meter readings. We haven't actually got the functionality to take the readings from your smart meter just yet. So I've had a week with no heating and no hot water after the installation of a smart meter that doesn't work. You couldn't make it up, so I will be doing more compensation chasing, I think. Sophie's in the building. Hey, Flair. Hello, darling. Harry's here. Hello, Harry. You're a wizard. It's Harry. Nice to see you. Martin says hello to Harry. So I feel like I'm just instigating a chat room sometimes, a moderator chat room. And David's saying, hey, poor man's Gandalf. No, I am the wizard. So I know it's Gandalf, Harry Potter. Was he? No, he's Lord of the Rings, isn't he? And my ring's beautiful. So nothing to do with me, David. But nice to see you as well. Adam Godley is in the room. Hello, Adam. Not very nice to see you. I like the colours on your picture. The flag, and it's probably a flag I should know, and I don't. So I do apologise for my naivety, but I am a training assistant as a flagsmith. Harry's letting me know that he's not. He's a wizard, bitch. I'm not a wizard. No, you're not. You're a muggle. There you go. You can be a muggle. So, how has your week been? What have you been up to? Who's broken the rules? Who's gone back to school? Some of you need to, I think. So, yeah, how's your week been? What have you been doing? I haven't left the house a week. So, do you know what I said to Mano before I went live? I said, Mano, I need to leave the house. I haven't left the house. He goes off his walks while I'm working and stuff. And when I finish working, it's dark, so you don't do anything. And so we went to a, let's just call it a discount grocery store. Does more than groceries, in fact, just because I needed a packet of Fox's party rings. That's right. So £50 worth of treats later. It was run in with me Prosecco, run upstairs to the room. Harry says, you. Yes. Is this like blankety blank now? Have I got to find the words and fill them in? Oh, the snatch. I don't do impressions. I think you all know that by now. Sophie says, other transphobic authors are available. They certainly are. So what have you been watching on TV? So I have discovered, everyone, and I know, Sophie, you're into discovering new things to watch on TV. I have been discovering a programme that you've probably all seen already, that I'm discovering, called... what's it called? Brains died of it. For All Mankind. That's what it is. All about astronauts. Astronauts? What's that? I sound like Harry Corbett. So it's about astronauts and a lot of female astronauts. And the whole premise is that about the space race and what would happen if things changed. Basically, Russians got to the moon first, and there's all these things. And then because season 2 had just come out, and I hadn't seen season 1, so I've been really addicted to it. Watching that every night. Poor Mano's got nothing else to watch. So we watching that at the moment. I thought they said Sally, but I know if you've corrected it, sadly. I was like, oh, Sally, full line Sally Bowles. So Rob says, I've been looking at powered fold-up wheelchairs. I need one to be able to get out of this house. So how much are they, Rob, out of interest? You know, it's... I know I'm working in health and social care when people need... we fall under the umbrella of assistive technology. That it's not always cheap. There are funds and grants around as well. That not everyone gets to know about them. So if you need any help there, Rob, let me know, and I'll put my day-to-day head on and see what I can do for you. Adam says, that's your task, Jeremy. Find the meaning of my flag before the end of the show. I don't have time to Google. Even the F.O.D Uncles video I have to put on later only lasts 2 minutes 10 seconds, and I can't smoke that fast. I usually come off with it on. But I will try and find out if it is the flag of Greenland or not. Or if Mano, if you could look on there and send me a message, it'd be great. So Brenda says, I have a day off on Monday and again today. Martin on the World is a furlough this week. It's funny how we're now calling it a week off. It's now called, it sounds like furlough. I've been wondering if I was going to go back on furlough as it's been extended. Seems not, to be fair. I was sort of hoping, well, no, because I got the camping, and I need not using my holiday up this year on furlough. Rob tells me the price here, 2,500 for the 101. I've had a cheaper watch for 900, but not sure about it. There's a big difference there, Rob, isn't there, between 900 and £2,500. I guess you have to go with what meets your needs, I suppose. Is this something that's been not prescribed is the wrong word, has the OT, for example, told you this is the sort of wheelchair you need? Because if they're the ones telling you or advising you what you need, surely this sort of equipment is funded by the NHS. Let me know on your thoughts there. Harry says, on YouTube, Is that a good impression, Harry? Is that a good one for you? So Harry's on YouTube, everyone. Other forms of social media are available, obviously. And don't forget, we actually broadcast our shows, not just on YouTube and Facebook. But actually, you can find us on Twitter, Twitch and Periscope. I'm sure I'm probably missing one out as well. We can't, unfortunately, also broadcast to Instagram because that would be actually against Instagram rules. You can do it illegally, but you would be breaking the law. Harry's let me know. No, that was an awful impression. You are awful. I can't do that accent, but yes. Oh, okay. My impressions are not world class, unfortunately. I think that's it. Look at me looking at my script to see what the hell we're doing today. So, shall we have a look at the headlines? Let's see what I pointed out for this week's headlines. We'll keep the chatting going because remember, your engagement always drives the show. You talk, I listen, I respond. That's how simple this premise of this show is. Harry sent me a kiss. We put it on the screen. Mwah. Kisses back to you. So, this week, what can we say? Let's not touch on Harry and Meghan and let's not touch on COVID, shall we? Let's try and keep off those subjects. So what I've been trying to do instead, let me have a little sip of bubbles. 1 second. I feel like Michael Jackson saying that. So let's touch on some of the weirdest news that I have found this week. And I'm so glad you're not here in the room, because every time I'm lisping, I'm spitting everywhere. If I had an audience, they'd think they're at a water park or something. So, here we go. Here's my first bit of weird news. Let me just... I should probably lick my pages before I do this. German police have solved a 9-year-old burglary after DNA found on a half-eaten sausage matched that of a man detained in France. Police in the western town of Schwelm, I'm not sure if you pronounce it, but you'd never know, you've never been there, said the snack belonged to the victim and the suspect, a 30-year-old Albanian, appeared to have helped himself to a bite during the March 2012 break-in. It was not clear what type of sausage, known in Germany as a wurst, the burglar had nibbled, though police said it had a hard variety. Misses. Investigators were recently alerted that French police had taken a matching DNA sample involved from a man who is involved in a violent crime. But Schwelm police said the suspect remains free and he may yet escape punishment, because the statute of limitations on the burglary has expired, meaning he is not likely to be extradited to Germany if arrested. So, let's get the discussion going. Have you ever been caught out doing something slightly wrong? I'm not saying illegal, but maybe as a child, by doing something really daft. So have you, I don't know, did you nick the last biscuits out the biscuit barrel, but because you had crumbs on your face, you were caught out? That's what I want to know this week. I want to know that the funny escapade you got up to, that you have basically put your foot in it by accident and got caught out. In a real world, we'd have a phone lines going. You can buzz in and tell me, but we can't. So I'm relying on your chat as we do. Don't forget, if you are watching any of this on my personal Facebook page, it's Jamie Wake. In case you didn't know who I was, I won't necessarily see your comments. You need to go to the F.O.D TV, that's facebook.com//FOD TV, F.O.D TV, or on the Club F.O.D Facebook page, and I will be able to see them and respond, and everyone else will be able to respond to them as well. Sophie says, "Oh, you are awful, but I like you." Whose famous catchphrase was that? Was Dick Emery. I don't know, because that was my nickname when I came out. I'm vibrating like mad. My watch just let me know that light rain is starting soon in Reading. So there we go. That's your weather report for this week. Look, a bonus segment put in there for you. So come tell me. Be honest. Or even some of you may have been caught out recently doing something. I'm not going to talk about all the people who are going out for walks on their own but have forgotten that the person they're not walking with has taken a photo for them, because that's where the camera's going. I'm about that sort of thing. There, I had to get my dig in somehow. I'm talking about those minor things, those silly things that you gave yourself away. So, for example, when I was younger, when I first started doing drag, I can't remember what I was called then. I think I was called JJ Khan or Filmer Cavity, I think whatever drag name was back in those days. I remember working with the late Petra Alexander, a good friend and drag colleague. We do drag shows together. And he couldn't find some eyeshadow. And I was like, I didn't have eyeshadow. I had to borrow his all the time. It was just started out. And I was like, I don't know, I haven't seen it. It must have gone. And then after the show, he came to me and goes, I don't want to say anything, but if you're going to borrow someone's makeup without asking, don't put it on and put a show on at the same time. I had the makeup on, I had the eyeshadow on, so he could tell that it was there. So Brenda says, Dick Emery was funny, as he was. I had, when I was Miss Celeb UK, haven't said that for a little while, I had someone who was blackmailing me, kept doing the phrase, "Oh, but you are awful," in front of other people to try and make me come out as a drag queen. Obviously, in the end, I just took the power and did it myself. So come on. Give me the feedback, give me that engagement. What have you been caught out that was rather daft at the time? I want to hear you. I want to hear you tell me those funny stories. Because at the end of the day, without you, this is nothing. Well, it's nothing anyway, let's face it, but there we go. While you're sending those in and typing, I presume it's very long and that's why it's taken you a little while. Let me tell you about this other news story I found, which may have slight concerns to it when you think about it. So researchers have found or discovered that the heads of young slugs started to feed within just hours of being detached from their body. Researchers discovered 2 species of sea slug that can grow bodies complete with a heart and other internal organs whilst observing them for other studies. One of the creatures was seen moving around without his body on one occasion and another was seen doing the same thing twice. The head moved on its own immediately after being separated from the body, and within just days, the wound at the back of the head had closed, according to the study published in a peer-reviewed journal, Current Biology, in all good magazine shops, obviously. The report also found the heads of young sea slugs started to feed on algae within hours of detachment, and they started regenerating a heart within a week, whilst the heads of older individuals died in about 10 days. So, it's a bit concerning when slugs can split in two and be alive, isn't it? Really, I don't know if I'm rightly from my childhood when we accidentally snapped worms. Didn't worms do something similar? I can't remember, and then become 2 worms. I really can't remember. It's a long time since childhood, and obviously my life was in black and white back then. Obviously, no, I was in sepia. People like Brenda's, they were in black and white. But I was going to say, if you're still there, Adam, is it the romantic flag that's on your profile? Yes? No? I'd like to know. Oh, you're busy doing your story as well for me. Mm-hmm. So let me have a drink of... Oh, ow. That is salt. It's just there. It's definitely it to move. Hello, Pauline. Thank you for liking the stream. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, beautiful alcohol. Lovely. So, you've all gone quiet as a mouse. What's gone on TV? The Masked Swinger? Who knows? So, let's look at weird news story. News story number 3. I said no Harry and Meghan. I must admit, I did say no Harry and Meghan, but I did find this on my searches and I thought, who knows? So, about a month ago, a psychic who uses asparagus to see the future has predicted that Prince Harry will return to the UK next year, or it will be this year because she did it in December, unaccompanied by wife Meghan. After throwing asparagus into the air, Jemima Packington, she's 64, the world's only asparamancer, I haven't pronounced that right, but that's fine. You don't know the word either. She said, what we have here, very interesting, is letter H. We have 2 separate spears plus a crossbar here. I don't see any M at all whatsoever. I see no letter M, but I do see the letter H coming into the fold. So maybe she just, her asparagus was going off and she's predicted it slightly wrong with what's going on at the moment. Because obviously we don't want any couples, separating or splitting at all. And I know you will think I am very opinionated, and I must admit I am at times. But I think sitting here with white privilege doesn't give me any ability or right to discuss what's going on in any of the members, excuse me, any of the families involved there. My voice is going again, how exciting. But I think the only thing I want to say is why I don't have a right to comment. I don't think there's ever any excuse for racism homophobia, transphobia, or any form of bigotry in our community or in any communities that we belong to. So, let's move on to this week's gay gossip, which isn't very big and very long, but I will do it anyway. This week is actually about stuff that Club F.O.D has been doing. First of all, I'd like to give you a little insight to something that's been built. So I'm very proud of this. We haven't made it on the website just yet, so you are going to be the first people to see this, but we've been busy building a website. Well, I have. Here we go. This is our new website, clubfod.org.uk. It's a bit simpler than f-o-d.co.uk. Does everything that you might need. It has a list of all the local groups, organisations and services. You can sign up as a volunteer. You can make a donation. You can be a supporter just by sharing. You can find out about each and every one of our services that we deliver in the community. There's also surveys when we want to find out more about the community, and it also you can actually engage more with Club F.O.D because it links into social media accounts. So everyone that likes a stream, shares a stream, donates anything, all links in, and we'll be able to build up a more in-depth and online community. So if you get a chance, have a look. It's clubfod.org.uk. And that's a lovely afternoon tea from last year's picnic, in fact. Now, the other thing I was going to talk about is, as you know, a lot of us have been writing to our MPs and elected representatives about how LGBT people, LGBT plus people feel during the pandemic. How a lot of the things that we had, which is very much a social environment, which is, I guess, why Club F.O.D exists, has been taken away, not able, quite rightly, to take place. So, I got a letter from, let me get the name right, Kemi Bajanok. If you are a politician out there and you know exactly how to pronounce that, please let me know. But she wrote to me as Minister for Equalities. She said, thank you for your letter, the 16th of November, and please note, it's the 11th of March, Kimmy, so it's taken you 3 months to send this, copy and paste jobby. Regarding your recent contact from the CEO of the F.O.D Club. What is a F.O.D Club? 3 months, you still didn't look at the charity you're writing to. On the subject of LGBT spaces during COVID-19 lockdown measures, I'm replying as the Minister for Equalities. We've been approached by the F.O.D. By the F.O.D? I think she thinks we're a nightclub, I think. Via a number of MPs, so a lot of people have actually responded on our behalf, because we've not many charities that do what we do. And unfortunately, I'm only provide different answers to those already dispatched. COVID-19 has had a devastating impact on communities across the UK and indeed the world. I'm aware that for some LGBT people, lockdown has meant living alone or in households unwelcoming of their sexuality or gender identity. Without the usual support of the wider LGBT community, this will undoubtedly have been an uncomfortable and difficult experience for many, impacting on their mental well-being. No shit, Sherlock. Whilst I understand this, the government has had to make extremely difficult decisions in the face of COVID-19. The government's policy has been guided by science, recently, and is designed to prevent the spread of the virus, saving lives and protecting our NHS. I love, they've got to get that catchphrase everywhere. Naturally, it's having a significant economic, social and mental health effect. That is why the government has extended financial support to businesses during this crisis. We've also made money available for the National Lottery Fund, which, to be fair, we have actually accessed ourselves, which we bid for and used by local and community organisations to address COVID-19 specific impacts, such as combating loneliness and alleviating isolation. Both the government and civil society are working to alleviate the isolation and mental strain. The Department of Health and Social Care has launched a campaign through the Every Mind Matters website to raise awareness of the guidance and tools available to support children and young people's mental well-being and ensure that those who need urgent support are directed towards the right service. This includes specific resources for LGBT young people. So basically, to say, go to the website, have a good look there. Because track and trace site work, didn't it? Charities community groups have also been developing new and innovative ways to make up for the temporary closure of venues and facilities to make people feel still part of the community. Yes, I know that because you wrote to me, or your department wrote to me a few months ago to congratulate on our initiatives and innovation we were doing. She says, she finishes with this. I'd advise that anyone suffering from isolation or mental health issues to access resources. Thank you for your doctor's advice there, Kemi. So, yeah, so as helpful as a chocolate teapot, obviously not made by Chocoholic, but I'm sure it will. Adam says, is that the minister that's been in the news last week for refusing to comment on banning conversion therapy? I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. I should have probably done some research on this, but I actually only got this a little while just before I say go on the show, but I did go to B&M in between, so that is why that is not there. But thank you, Adam, for responding, because everyone else has gone very, very quiet. I asked for some homework, and they did not deliver. That's points. That's community currency points taken away from everyone. So yes, it wasn't the most intriguing of news. And Adam is saying it is. Oh, thank you for confirming, Adam. Then my researcher for tonight's show. Thank you for that. And Adam, is it the romantic flag? Can you confirm if it is or not for me while you're there? Yes. No. Could be. I didn't just guess. I was sent the message that it should be the grey romantic. What's grey romantic? I don't get that. I've got to learn something. Update on Shell. Here we go. Got another message from them. My mistake, we were looking at the wrong meter details. Allow 28 days for it to start working. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Other messiahs are available. Thank you. It's the aromantic flag. Well done. Thank you, Adam. I do like a good quiz. And thank you for all the helpers who secretly messaged me behind the scenes to tell me what that was. Yeah, I do quizzes, but I cheat. I must admit. This is why I read them out and don't take part myself. Not as bad as Mano. Mano's a dreadful cheater. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that because he plays the quiz on a Monday night. Forget I said that. Rewind. We can edit that bit out later. So, yes. But yes, cheating. Oh, you know what? If you're going to take part on a quiz, you got to do it to win, isn't you? Really? There's no point going. Can't remember the capital of Sophia. There's no such thing. Capital is Sophia. Ha ha. So there we go. So yes. So that's our gay news. That is our headlines. What's my weekly rant this week? Do you know what? I haven't really got one because I can't keep going on about having had no heating and no water over the last week. It has been a struggle. So, ladies, gents, and Harry, tell me, you have listened to the news headlines, you listened to the gay gossip. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? We all have them. We all own our own opinions. I want to hear yours. So tell me, what's grabbed you from those weird news stories and what's grabbed you from what you've heard about the minister's letter to Club F.O.D? Adam said, I read you wrong. It's a grey romantic flag. I did say grey romantic flag. I didn't. When you look at the subtitles that come on, I did say that. And then I just pretended it was aromatic because you put that. It's called cheating. So, thank you. Adam, I think you're the only person able to comment at the moment, which is rather bizarre. So maybe one of the social media accounts has gone down. Everyone do me a favour, just type something in the chat. Or the comments. I need to make sure things are still working. Adam is on one of the Facebook pages, I believe, because there's a little F on his grey romantic flag profile picture. So I know I'm getting his messages, but he might be on a certain page. So I know there's quite a few watching at the moment. Yes. Oh, Rob. So Rob's saying he's eating dinner. Lovely. So it is working though, Rob, because all of a sudden everyone was very chatty and very engaging, and then suddenly, whoosh, everyone's stopped talking. Yeah, I know that it's mesmerising listening to this dulcet tone, but obviously it's always a pleasure. Mark's coming, so it's definitely coming on YouTube. That's great. And whatever page you're watching from Adam, we know it's coming from there. So perfect. That's what I was worried about, that things had gone wrong. We have had things go wrong before. Don't forget, as you'll see above me, we are still always raising money for the Fund of Diversity. The March total stands currently at £35. We want to try and get to 300 by the end of March. So if you do want to make a donation, I believe the link is in the description now of the show, but also you can visit www.saturday.co.uk and there is a link there as well to just click you straight through the portal that we're advertising. That money raised helps local projects, charities and causes, and I'll tell you what, let's give you a few minutes to hear what the FOD uncles have to tell you about how you can help decide where that money goes. Here we go.
What do you reckon the theme's going to be when the pubs reopen?
I think we've got a bit of time to talk about that. In the meantime, we need to talk to these good people.
Oh, sorry. Hello, we are the FOD uncles from Club F.O.D. We are an LGBT plus charity based in Reading.
As a charity, we raise funds and periodically give grants to groups who support our charity's aims. As a charity, we want our community to come up with suggestions as to who our grants go to, and at the moment we have funds which are available to issue as grants.
As part of our community, do you know of any individual, group, business, organisation or company that actively support the LGBT plus community that you feel could benefit from our support?
Please have a think about this and contact us. We really do want you to get in touch, so please email us at
funds@f-o.d.co.uk. That is funds@f-o-d.co.uk, all lowercase, and give us a brief reason why you feel Club F.O.D could help.
And also please include contact details for your nomination.
Thank you in advance.
Martin.
Brendan. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you for that, FOD uncles. You even get an outro to your advert. Look at that. I would boogie, but I'm hiding a cigarette under the table. So yes, that was FOD uncles. That is how easy it is to make a suggestion for where we spend that money. And if I put the website, the email address. Oh no, that isn't the right email address, but that's something else a little later on. Let me take it off the screen. funds@f-o-d.co.uk, and tell us how we can make a difference to the LGBT community. And incidentally, on the new clubf.org.uk website, there's a survey you can complete about what you can do to make a difference. How we can make a difference to the community, what's needed here. One thing I'd like to share with you is something. There's a project that's going on behind the scenes at Club F.O.D, because don't forget, not only do we help raise money for other projects, we actually have our own projects as well. One of the things that I've been working on is a befriending service. So a befriending service is basically for older people who don't get the opportunity for social interaction with others. So they would receive either a visit weekly or fortnightly from one of our volunteers, or a phone call weekly or fortnightly. It might be for a quick chat, hello, how you doing? Or it might be a more in-depth conversation. We might be going out to do something socially. Obviously, during the pandemic, it's very difficult to do the face-to-face stuff. So the befriending phone service is going to be one of the first things that launches. So we're desperately raising money to fund the phone lines for that. So if when you're making a donation at the link that's in the description, if you'd like to dedicate anything towards the befriending service, just put befriending in the comments and we'll know to allocate it to that. All the money raised does go to local projects and causes. A portion of it, a small portion, does go to F.O.D projects, but the majority does go to external organisations, projects and individuals. So it's just worth knowing that we do have services as well. So thank you everyone that suddenly sent messages when I asked. I think the issue is sometimes with technology we never know if it's going to go down or something happens. As you know, I rely on what you say to guide me in these shows. As you saw, Darren is drinking White Russians. I think that's a drink. I'm assuming that's a drink. Having a neighbour over to drinking, very, very awkward if you are. Sophie says, sorry, I was playing the guitar, we'll listen to you can strum and type at the same time. I'm not that sort of video, if you're strumming at the same time. But other forms of entertainment are available, I guess. So yes, if you've forgotten already, all you got to do if you do want to make a donation is www.saturday.co.uk or visit the link in the description. And every penny really does count and benefit the local LGBT plus community. So thank you. So what can we talk about now? Because as you're all quiet and I'm running out of content, tonight's show probably won't last as long as normal. And it's the nature of the beast. If I have someone like Sophie with me, we just chat amongst ourselves. We don't care. But it's just me. We do rely on your input to make things happen. If you haven't noticed, we do also have a virtual party on this evening. We've got the Friday virtual party. If you've not joined the link, the event rather, on Facebook, it is there on the Club F.O.D Facebook page. With the Zoom link is there, and we always now put it in the description as well to make it easier. That will open at 9 or at such a time when I say to Mark, can you open the room please, just because I'm running out of things to say. So over to you, let's put it that way. What have you thought on the headlines of the week? What news have you seen that I haven't mentioned? Adam, lovely, telling us I hadn't seen about the conversion therapy, so I will make a point of going to look at that and find out a little bit more. Just because that's what we need to be up to date on, things like that. Sorry. It's very unprofessional having a cigarette, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we've done the follow-on calls, we've done the weekly news, we've done the gay gossip. Not making anything this week, and we have no guests. So I guess I can tell you all about what's coming up over the next week. So let me bring that up on the screen. So as you can see, lots happening. On Monday, I'll be back with the F.O.D quiz night at 8 o'clock. That doesn't give you any prizes, but it gives you the benefit of knowing you won that week, and also you haven't got to pay to play. On Wednesday, the Weekly Wolf, I believe, is back. I spoke to Joshua earlier at 8 o'clock. On Tuesday, there is something else. I'll talk about a revised schedule in a moment, before anyone reminds me. On Gary, I believe, has got Oral Pleasure on Thursday. I'll be back Friday with Wakes World, followed by the virtual party. On the Saturday, we've got Saturday Live at 8. Before that, the F.O.D Uncles at 6. And after that will be the F.O.D virtual party. Don't forget, we want you to be part of the lockdown listings. We're looking for live streamed and pre-recorded content that's there for the LGBT plus community. It's to entertain people at home. We provide all the technical support needed to send us a message. Now, I do have a new schedule. Let me put it on the screen. There we go. It's a grey wall, and you can see this on the Club F.O.D page. So the only thing I've got to add in there is on a Tuesday at 8 p.m, the Lady Loft with Rachel Redmond is alternate weeks at 8 o'clock. That's on Radio F.O.D. If you haven't downloaded the radio app, please do. You can find it in the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store. Or you can go to radiofod.co.uk and listen to it directly there. Available on Sonos. You can ask us for the link to add and we will give that to you. And also, surprisingly, the Alexa device now has Radio F.O.D in her skills list. But there we go. That is what is coming up over the next week. And don't forget, we're also back tomorrow with Sophie for Saturday Live. F.O.D Uncles will be joining us, and Rachel Redmond is also joining us tomorrow. It's my week to drive, so this week I'll actually get a chance to speak, which would be lovely. And I may put Sophie on a vase this week or something after being put in a picture frame last week. My revenge hasn't been quite set just yet, but let's find out. Gary says, hi Jamie and all, I'm relaxing in the bath. Words fail me. No, naughty. No. The faults I had weren't naughty, believe me. Naughty words, but not naughty. But thank you for sharing that. Are we plugged into something? Is it safe if I shout at you, make you surprised, and you drop it in the bath with you? Other forms of electrocution are also available. It's scary. Be careful. Electrical and baths don't automatically mix. So yes. Excuse me. Do you know what? I think this week, as usual, is a hard week. Now I have to give you a secret. Do you know what? When there's one or two people, when there's two people hosting a show, it's a lot easier for engagement. We can talk to each other. When you're on your own, we have set ideas. We rely on whatever you say. So when you're quiet, I'm quiet. That's how simple it is. So I'm going to leave you with a few thoughts. Remember, we're almost out of this roadmap, but I see people now are getting their jabs. I've had mine. Maybe that's why I'm got bloody sore arms. Amy says, "Hi Jamie, sorry for being late. I'm in work. Just when I'm doing the goodbyes, Amy. That's what I'm doing. I'm finishing early because I know you weren't here. So you're my dream that always gives me the content to say. So I hope you had a nice shift at work." So as I was saying, we're coming to the end of this roadmap. People are being vaccinated, and very soon we'll be back seeing each other in person. Whether hugging, I don't know. Whether we will change our attitudes and our atmospheres to maybe be a little bit further from each other in the future. However we do it, we will soon be back in each other's lives in a more physical way. It makes a difference rather than just looking at a camera lens like I'm doing now, seeing someone's eyes in front of me having a conversation in a bar, a park or a restaurant. We're almost there, so we mustn't really, as they say, fuck it up. So remember, spread the love, don't spread the germs. And keep these clean, because that's all we need, and put that masks on where you need it. I know some of you are breaking rules, and I know some of you aren't, most of you aren't. Just remember, let's not get it wrong now, because I don't know about you, it's been a year. And I know even when we come out of lockdown, there's a lot more time we have to adjust to another new normal. But we'll get there. We're a community, and just like any community or any family, we're only as good as the people around us. And I think together, we've certainly seen that over the last year. We've seen tragedy, we've seen happiness, we've seen challenges, and we've seen celebrations. That's, for many, a typical year. But within the LGBT community, it has been so different, not being able to see each other in person. So, fingers crossed, we'll get there. Anyway, it's enough wishing for me. I'll say this, keep being fabulous, keep being your unique selves. Mark, if you could open up the Zoom room early, that would be amazeballs. There we go, a little comment, amazeballs. And we'll may see you in there in a little minute. I have my salad to eat now because of my diet, followed by £50 worth of snacks. So you can watch me scoff that if you want. Anyway, I'll do this. Good night, God bless, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow with Sophie. Good night.